There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me. I've got friends that I never see. They say they don't have time for me. I try to reach out to my family, but I just get voicemail. I try to watch TV, it only saddens me. Everyone's yelling and screaming and fighting in the streets. I put some food in the microwave, forgot about it for several days. Then when I found it, I just threw it away. There's surely something wrong with me. All the kids in the neighborhood tell me I don't look so good. How I would change it all if I could, but I can't. Every day used to be such possibility. Now every road that I take leads to failure and despair. Here we go. There's something broken inside of me, but whatever will be, will be. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. Play it. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. God help me, God help me, please don't hurt me, don't desert me, God save me, don't forsake me, oh God. God save me from the life you gave me. Please God heal me from the hands you deal me. God mend me from the pain you send me. Oh God. God help me, God help me, please redeem me, don't redeem me, please God spare me, all the things that scare me, oh God. Oh God, don't you see all this pain, all this misery, all this suffering, all this sorrow, all this paperwork, deadlines, bills, congestion, heartache, customer service. God help me, God help me. the 16th century Henry V.
Allez, c'est parti. Tout d'abord, comme il s'agit de pain perdu cuit au four, nous allons préchauffer le four à 400 degrés Celsius.
The high school and college students who are experimenting with LSD will be running many of our institutions and guiding public policy.
Now the communists are killing your sons in South Vietnam.
Sometimes even torture.
I said there was communism on college campuses. Now the liberals are admitting that there's communism on college campuses.
College students who are using LSD and marijuana today do not comprise a criminal class. They are not drug addicts.
Reply the teacher gave was, well, the student knows that tomorrow we may lose his head in Vietnam or by an atomic bomb. He's not too concerned about the possibility of damaging a few brain cells with a trip on
They're
Allen.
your best educated, your most creative, and your most courageous young people.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask
And like it or not, they're going to build you a new civilization.
And you can see that it's absorbing it quite well here. The deficit's at an all-time high as carbon emissions fill the sky. And North Korea's firing bombs as political accusations fly. And California just got hit by a swarm of killer bees. And now you tell me there's a fucking global disease. COVID-19, COVID-19. I've been sitting here in quarantine while the nightly news tells deadly tales of COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. Could you spare some hydroxychloroquine? 'Cause I think that I've got COVID-19. COVID-19, COVID-19. Take another shot of Listerine as we raise our glasses high again to COVID-19, COVID-19, COVID-19. I had sex with Candy Finkelstein in a dream I had about COVID-19. And I can't wait till I'm dead from COVID-19.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, check, test, 1, 2. Help! Help! Please, help! Help! Testing, 1, 2. Checking the mic, test, 1, 2. Ooh. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen. First, I want to start by saying, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Test. 1, 2, 2. Help. Somni41 says no. Borsenvin says, I hear you. Comatose O says loud and clear. Huh. Okay. Gumme Kande says all good. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit off put at the moment. It's just that we have not an extremely low number of viewers, but we have a lower number of viewers than what we're used to here. So we have a couple of options. I could either just sort of fill the time by talking about boring stuff for a couple of minutes. Even just lost 3 viewers right there. Or you know what, I'm going to try. I've never tried this before. I'm going to have to borrow the roast beef cam. If you want to check in on my cat, Roast Beef, he's sleeping right now. Not much going on there, so I'm going to borrow the camera that we use for him. Which is also my phone. And I'm going to go to the only app that I've ever really been able to promote things on effectively, which is X, formerly Twitter. I have no idea if, I haven't checked in on that in a very long time, but I'm just going to go ahead and do an X thing and see if that brings people here. I don't know. Hey everyone, I'll be teaching you how to make coffee without a coffee maker right now, if you check in here. Should I do a hashtag? I'm going to say I'll teach you so that they know it's going on right now. I'll teach. Computer, how do you spell teach?
Teach is spelled T-E-A-C-H.
Okay, boom. It's been sent. It's Kate X says 33 months of using, 1 month closer to the inevitable heat death of the universe and all that we know within it. But fortunately, one thing that you left out that's sort of a positive note about that is, unless it was meant to be a positive thing anyway, but we are going to be celebrating the 3rd year anniversary, or the 3rd anniversary. I think it's redundant to say a year anniversary. The 3rd anniversary of our show before the world ends, presumably. So that's good. Hey, I just got an alert here saying that our old buddy Husky Boyo has resubscribed at 32 months. Thank you, Husky Boyo. And it says here, hey man, great seeing you on the World Record podcast a couple weeks ago. Thanks, man. What the fuck? Midnight Faded just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thank you so much, Midnight Faded. Very generous of you. And I also want to remind folks to check out the Husky Boyo channel. He's one of our friends here at Henry's Kitchen. He draws, occasionally has some beers, and it's a good hang. HUSKYBOYO. Give him a follow. And Gumme Kande gifted a tier 1 sub to Archon 4200. Thank you, Gumme Kande, for gifting. And just a couple more alerts here. Archbounds resubscribed for 35 months and says, happy anniversary, Mr. Lips. Thanks, Archbounds. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. And I also want to thank It's Kate X for resubscribing for 33 months and for rating our channel. Thanks so much, It's Kate. And also 100 bits for beef. Okay, so I literally got 0 action on what I just did. Oh, except for It's Kate. And I got a retweet from Kenny Havoc. Thanks, Kenny Havoc. And let's see if that affected the viewership at all. I'm just kind of curious. Hey, we got 133 viewers. I'd say that that's plenty respectable. Maybe it's because of the app, or maybe it's just that people were late today. But either way, I'm going to put the camera back on roast beef where it should be. Okay, so if you want to check in on roast beef now, we have 145 viewers. A lot of people tuning in. This is very cool. Well, we have the 3rd anniversary of the Henry's Kitchen Twitch stream coming up. And I thought today it might be fun for us to take a look at some of the early streams. This is some unreleased footage of the very first stream that we did here. Maybe not the very first stream, but I think it was the first. What the fuck? Mary Trutzmas just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Amazing. Thank you, Mary Trutzmas. That's very kind and very generous of you, and it's not even Trutzmas. Okay, Duza says, we're learning to make Henry's Kitchen today. Yeah. Name's Jeff1. Hello, Henry. Is it true that you're doing a collab with Morgue Pie? I am down to do collabs with just about anybody, but I don't know about that right at the moment, unless it's something that I'm forgetting, which I could be. Binch McSwerve says Golden Kappa. Breadnought says Henry. All right, everybody's here. Okay, let's take a look at this video here. This is from many, many years ago. Fat Honger just gifted Forsen a sub. Thank you so much, Fat Honger. Maybe we can get Forsen to come around a little bit more. Okay, here we go. See, this is pre-Quanto, so I didn't quite know yet how to operate stuff here. Remember, Quanto came in and just sort of changed everything. So let's move this over here. Boy, I look confused, but I look a lot younger. The kitchen puts years on you. Alienated worker. There was something about Nirvana that I saw up there earlier. I just want to express my appreciation. Oh, Mochi Nirvana. Okay, well, listen, if you're just joining us right now, what's happening is that we're reading off... This was a different camera. ...who are subscribing. Pilskman, I believe I mentioned. Okay, so today we're going to be doing... Hands Off CZ just subscribed. Thanks, Hands Off CZ. Francis Hubert, okay. And thanks, Anonymous, for gifting a tier 3 sub to both of these nuts. Everybody, I want to thank you for joining us. My name's Henry, and this is Henry's Kitchen. And, if you're just joining, we're watching one of the first Henry's Kitchen Twitch streams. Popular, not famous, but popular onion and tomato flax snacker cracks. Cracker snacks. And, I was very nervous. We're going to go ahead and start... with the basic ingredients. Just a little bit about this. This recipe came up from when I did, when we had the earthquake in 2019. I live in Southern California, and we have a lot of very bad earthquakes. And it's extremely difficult. And as a matter of fact, I have a little bit of footage of my cat roast beef during that time. We're going to take a quick look. Oh my goodness, roast beef is so young back then. That was pretty scary when we had that earthquake. And, okay, everybody, we're going to check in a little bit more on that first stream that we ever had 3 years ago. The kitchen ages you. I'm sure you've seen pictures of presidents before started their term and afterward, and it looks like they age at about 4 times the rate of the average person. Lincoln is a famous one, famous president, I mean. But the kitchen ages you similarly, if not worse. It is said that we trade in our good looks for wisdom. Is that a fair trade? Of course not. But we have to do it. It's one of those trades that we're sort of forced to do, kind of like if we're at gunpoint in some kind of a drug deal gone wrong. Beelzebub just resubscribed at tier 3 for 36 months. Thank you so much, Beelzebub. Happy almost birthday, Herney. No, it's not. Well, for one thing, it's Henry, and also, no, it's not my birthday. It'll be my 3-year anniversary of twitching. Gaming, but thank you, Beelzebub, for that tier 3 subscription. And Gaming Jacob gifted a tier 1 sub to Thorland To Do's cheered 1 bits. Thank you so much, To Do's. And Anonymous gifted a tier 3 sub to Bofad's Nuts. There's so much going on here. This is great. Zone Seek says, no way, Henry. You look more young and more vibrant now. Well, that's hard to believe. I think it's tough to look at old footage. We can look a little bit more here. Even my blender looks younger. And then the footage of roast beef, that really kind of blew me away. I've got an earpiece in there because that was the only way I could configure it so that I could hear the notifications. Oh, here's roast beef. Look at that. We were young, dumb, and full of proverbial cum, I guess is the expression. I don't like that expression. I don't know why I say it every now and then. To-Do's cheered 100 bits. Excited for Naperville, yeah. Naperville, Illinois, June 28th. We will be doing a killer meet and greet. There's going to be a show. There'll be karaoke, beer. We're going to hang out. So many users are coming. If you want tickets, you go to henrys.kitchen. Or you can go to henryphillips.com and go to the area where it's got the tour dates. Or there's a link right there in the chat. You could get a ticket. It's $20. Cairns 1313 subscribed. Thanks, Cairns. All right, well, I'm very excited. I want to thank, let's see, who gave us this background picture here? This picture comes to us from Saguaro Ooh, and it's Santa Cruz Lake, New Mexico. Beautiful. Thank you for that. And Pug Lady sends us a picture of presumably the American Southwest as well. I like it. So you guys have palm trees over there in Arizona. I didn't realize that. I guess it makes sense. But I felt like palm trees were mostly in beach type communities, but I guess not. It's Kate X says, I can't believe Saguaro captured a picture of the rare bonobo. Yeah, this is a bonobo. There's a little bit of Bono in there. Thanks for that. Hey, I think it's time for a song, don't you? Let's grab the guitar here. We have a request from Borsenvin. Borsenvin is our resident Frenchman. And Borsenvin posted a video or something of Sean Connery, the late and the great Sean Connery. I think he's late. Computer, is Sean Connery still alive?
Sean Connery died on October 31st, 2020 in Nassau, Bahamas at the age of 90.
Died about 5 years ago. Was he one of the early COVID deaths? October 2020. Not a good time for older people. And I'm not trying to make light of it. But I will make light of the video that Borsenvin sent, though. It's Sean Connery singing, and you can see it on the Discord under the music suggestions. It's Sean Connery singing In My Life by the Beatles. I don't know if it's appropriate for me to do his version. I don't think I could. His is a little too stylistic for me to be able to imitate. I'd have to do an imitation. But I will go ahead and do the song because it is a beautiful song by the Beatles. Let's find a good key for it. This guitar was wonderfully gifted to me by you, the users of Henry's Kitchen, a couple of years ago for one of the anniversaries. It's a Gretsch parlor guitar, and it's absolutely crisp and beautiful. And I want to say thank you eternally for this. Let's go ahead and do a little Beatles song here with the amazing production and arrangement of George Martin, the fifth Beatle, some people would say. And let's pull it up here on the... Okay. By the way, Borsenvin, the string arrangement on that Sean Connery version was fantastic. I'd love to know who arranged that, but that was really good. Check it out, everybody. It's on the Discord. Okay. I'll do it in a Suicidio range. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All the places have their moments with lovers and friends I still recall. Some are dead and some are living. Uh-oh, the views are going down. In my life, I love them all. Thanks, Borsenvin. Borsenvin says it's totally in my range. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. All these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll never stop and think about them, 'cause in my life I love you more. Then there's a solo. I can't even. Some are dead and some are living, mostly dead. In my life, I love them all. In my life, that's called the 4 minor chord. It's a great chord change. I've loved you more. Okay, I apologize about kind of letting it go at the end there, but Game Master Flash says we all are Borson. That is true. I can't argue with that. Thanks again to Borsenvin for suggesting that song and for sharing that Sean Connery version. And also thanks Pug Lady for sending this picture of presumably your front yard. We also have a picture from Henry Townsend, who seems to be having some strange types of difficulties. Wait a second. This picture is very dark. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. There we go. Bringing it out a little bit there. Henry Townsend sends us this picture of presumably his bathroom sink or something like that. It looks like problems that I've had before as well. Why don't we do this? This will be a perfect background for the kind of spooky song we're about to do. Nan Akeson says, "You're gonna kill her? I would have thought you hardly know her." Yeah, Was that a reference to something I said? I probably did. Sometimes I talked so fast that I forget what I was saying. Zone Seek says, may want to spackle that. Yeah. Saguaro Ooze says the roaches probably did that. Yeah, the roaches burrow holes, famously. E-Lake _ says, I've seen that game and I do not remember what it is. It's just Henry Townsend's house. And I think this is part of Henry's kitchen. Let's go ahead and do this song that was requested to us by our very own Parasitosis. We're going to do this in the Suicidio range too. This song I don't know much about other than that it was a band that's not a one-hit wonder because they had at least 2 hits. They had Radar Love, and this song was a follow-up, The Twilight Zone, by the band Golden Earring. Computer, how much money did Golden Earring make on the song Twilight Zone? Apparently it's such a big number that they're not even able to disclose it. Captain Callis says, sometimes my neighbor waves at me and I have to wave back at him. I thought we had a good thing going for a couple weeks, a real friendly gesture type of deal. Well, it turns out he was just waving for his dog to come back inside. Oh well, maybe next time I'll find a friend. Yeah, it's really a very difficult thing. I've had that too, when somebody's waving and you think they're waving at you and you do a little... I had a situation when I was in college. I was in my 7th year of community college at Pasadena City College here in Southern California. And there was a girl I had a crush on, and I knew that I would see her in the hallway every time after my geography class. And I was getting ready to see her. I knew she was going to be walking by, and I couldn't decide what to say, if I was going to say, what's up or what's happening? And I kept going back and forth. No, say what's up. No, say what's happening. Anyway, when I finally got next to her, she looked at me, and I was so surprised, I kind of screwed the whole thing up. I was like, what's up happening? And then she kept going, and then I realized that she was looking at somebody else and smiling, so I was just a guy in between saying nonsense. So I know exactly what you mean, Captain Callis, and I hope you find a friend. Okay. All right, everybody, it's time to do this other song. This is a creepy-ass song by Golden Earring, the 2-hit wonder. Duza says that's better than saying it's happening. That's true. It's happening would have sounded kind of ominous. Here we go. There's a little spoken part in the beginning. Somewhere in a lonely hotel room with a giant hole in the wall, there's a guy starting to realize that eternal fate has turned its back on him. It's 2 a.m. 2 a.m. is a creepy, creepy time. It's 2 a.m. The fear is gone. I'm sitting here waiting, the gun's still warm. Maybe my connection is tired of taking chances. Yeah, there's a storm on the loose, sirens in my head. Wrapped up in silence, all the circuits are dead. Can't decode, my whole life spins into a frenzy. I have to move these lyrics over so I don't get a stiff neck. Okay, here we go. Help, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. Place is a madhouse, feels like being cloned. My beacon's been moved under moving star. Where am I to go that I have gone too far? I'm stepping into the twilight zone. Place is a madmass, feeling like a clone. Bad sense of days and a moving star. Where am I to go that I have gone too far? Soon we'll come to know when the bullet hits the bone. Soon you will come to know when the bullet hits the bone. What the fuck is he talking about, right? But that's kind of the Twilight Zone vibe. It was the 80s. I'm falling down the spiral, destination unknown. Double cheeseburger, all alone. I can't get no connection. I can't get through. Where the fuck are you? Well, the night weighs heavy on this guilty mind. This far from the borderline. When the hitman comes, he knows damn well he's been cheated. Everybody, help! I'm stepping into the Twilight Zone. Place is a madhouse, feel like being cloned. My beacon's been moved under moon and star. Where am I to go now that I've gone too far? Soon you'll come to know when the bullet hits the bone. Soon you'll come to know when the bullet hits the bone. Alright, everybody, one more time. Help! I'm stepping into the Twilight Zone. Place is a madhouse, feeling being cloned. My beacon's been moved under moving star. Where am I to go now that I've gone too far? Help! I'm stepping into the Twilight Zone. Place is a madhouse, feel like being cloned. My beacon's been moved under moving star. Where am I to go? Then I've gone too far. Soon you'll come to know when the bullet hits the bone. Soon you'll come to know when the bullet hits the bone. Sorry, I drooled a little bit at the end there because I was focusing on my guitar work. Game Master Flash says, exquisite, thank you. Parasitosis says, hell yeah, Henry. Thank you, Parasitosis, for that little trip down memory lane there. That was fun. My cat roast beef has moved. For anybody who's following the roast beef situation, I'm going to see if I can get the camera back on him here. But I have to be careful because if he sees the camera, he might freak out. Oh no, here he is. You gotta get him. So he got up to get a little bit of hydration, and I think he's looking to go back to his spot. So we'll, oh no. He has two modes, quietly asleep and screaming his head off while he's awake. And I'm actually a little similar when I wake up. Hey buddy, do you want to go? All right. I just put him to sleep. He'll be fine. Borsenvin says, this cat, fata badunkadunk. Yes. And you know what? He's actually lost a lot of weight. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, I always close my eyes and drool when I'm lost in the music. And when I open my eyes, I'm surrounded by people in a strange room. Yeah, it sounds like you're stepping in the Twilight Zone. Watch out for when the bullet hits the bone. Master Key the Third says, hey Henry, do you know how many times Jack Klugman was on the Twilight Zone? I'm going to say 3. Can we get a fact check on that? Nobschlaben says, hey Henry, my girlfriend broke up with me 21 years ago and I think I'm finally getting over her. Do you think I'm ready to go dating again? I don't want to rush into this. Well, a little bit of advice. The way that the rule of thumb goes, the depression after a breakup should last for exactly half of the amount of time that the relationship was. So if it was a 2-year relationship, you're going to be depressed for 1 year. If it was a 20-year marriage, you're going to be depressed for 10 years. I had a situation back in 2003 where I went through a breakup with a girl, and I think I was depressed for about 16 years, and the relationship only lasted about a couple of weeks. So that rule of thumb is not always the way it works, but that was my situation. Thanks, Knob Schlaben, for that question. Breadnot says, Henry, you were invited to my graduation party. Oh, very cool. Let's check and see if we have any alerts. Karen's 1313 subscribed. Thanks again, and thanks to Dews. And okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we're doing today. Well, first I'm going to go through the rest of our pictures here. We've got, Embry. Embry sent us a cool picture. It's beautiful. It looks like springtime is officially here, or wherever it is that you are. And Duza says we're cooking up some river bison. River bison, what would be, that's a strange term, river bison. Bison, reverb, the reverb is on. Oh, I'm very sorry about that. Hold on, that's a good code there. Hold on. Reverb is on. Check 1, 2. Thank you very much for that, Duza. And Goosebag says the rule of thumb is rule verbison. Rhubarb oblong is what Borsenvin says. Thank you so much, Embry, for sharing this pic. It's beautiful. And we're going to just go through a couple more. We've got one more here. This is JV's Tech. JV's Tech did a trip to New York recently, and apparently it was raining. And this is New York City right here. This is beautiful. Wow. 6th Avenue, which is Avenue of the Americas. Oh, it's right where 6th... What is the cross street on this, I wonder? It looks like we're probably in Midtown. Is that right? Or are we downtown? I'm not good enough. Any New Yorkers out there that can actually say what the coordinates of this are? Zone Seek says it's the Big Apple. Yeah. Zero Phrases, would you prefer us to call you Henri to elevate your cuisine? That's completely fine. Goosebag says call Joe List. My token New York friend. I have a few New York friends. Ursula says that's the east side. Well, no, right? Because the 6th Avenue would be the west side. Ursula says that's Midtown around the 40s. Computer, is 6th Avenue considered the west side?
From apartments.com. Stretching from 6th Avenue to the West Side Highway and up from 38th Street to Central Park South, Midtown West wraps up all you love about New York in the avenues leading up to the Hudson River.
Can never just do a yes or a no. Computer always has to have all kinds of extra information, like fucking Cliff Clavin over here. Ursula says it's the middle, technically west, yes. But it's the middle of the city. That's right. Thanks, Ursula. I grew up on 100th Street and Riverside, between Riverside Drive and West End Avenue. So I was very west, very upper west. And I actually died, I'm sorry, I actually was born, I always get those two things mixed up. I was born in the same hospital that John Lennon died in. Roosevelt Hospital, somewhere I think in the 70s. And no, we're getting people. Borsenvin says R.I.P. Henry. No, I'm not dead. That was a mistake. Sometimes you fuck up when you talk. It's Kate X says, is this stream pre-recorded? No, I'm not dead. Let's not start a whole rumor like this. Is this AI? Game Master Flash wants to know. It's his ghost now, Mac Daddy says. Borsenvin says John's musical abilities transferred into Henry. Yeah, I would like to think that John Lennon's musical abilities were transferred into me, similar to the way that the poet William Blake used to say that his body was inhabited by the spirit of John Milton, or Jim Morrison's body was inhabited by the spirit of a Native American man who died in a highway accident. You can see it depicted in the movie The Doors with the late Val Kilmer. Pretty incredible. I have ADD because I can't seem to stick to one topic. Like, I literally forgot completely what we were talking about. Hey, Anonymous gifted a tier 1 sub to Happy Birthday Henry. Thank you very much, Anonymous. That's very kind of you. Indigo Montana subscribed. Thank you, Indigo Montana. I love that name. Norel Borel has resubscribed for 9 months. Thanks, Norel Borel. And Borsenvinen says, and Ozzy Osbourne's body was inhabited by cocaine. That's true. I think that was one of the many things that Ozzy enjoyed. Saguaro U says, can roast beef hold up a newspaper? No, but I am trying to teach him some tricks. All right, everybody. Thanks, JV's Tech, wherever you are, for sharing this cool picture of New York. It really gave me some flashbacks. Is that the word? Flashbacks? This username not exist says, greetings to thee, Henry's Kitchen. I extend my warmest salutations to this realm of culinary delights, wherein the art of cooking doth flourish and flavors dance upon the palate. May thy endeavors be met with savory success and hearty enjoyment. Wow, what a wonderful message. Thank you very much. This username not exist. Very kind of you. And Indigo Montana says, everyone go watch Punching the Clown and Punching Henry, 2 comedy classics. So Punching the Clown is available on YouTube. You literally just go to YouTube. It's where all independent films go to die. But you can watch it for free. You can watch its long dead corpse. But I appreciate that. Thanks, Norel Borel. No, I love the movie. I just I think it sort of has taken a place in history. You know, there's no cell phones being used. Well, yeah, there's early cell phone usage, but there's no social media. And it's very interesting to watch now because it's the world has changed so much. Lord Cream says, happy birthday, Henry. Wishing you the best. I love the content. Stoked Pampica for the win. Thanks, Lord Cream. It's not my birthday, but we're going to hold that thought until it is my birthday, and then I'll think about it. Caffeinated Cat says, hi, Henry. The office here and ready to leave. Excellent. Thanks for keeping me on track here. I want to get to work. Caffeinated Cat, thanks for resubscribing for 13 months. Caffeinated Cat watches from work, and so it puts a little extra pressure on me. I don't want to say fuck or some of these types of words that you wouldn't say when you're in the workplace. Hessex122 says, has resubscribed for 24 months and says, 2 years of being a user, I thought I'd be dead by now. Nope, it's never too late to start using. Matt Dunno just resubscribed for 29 months. This is incredible. And says, 1929 was a great year with the exception of the stock market crash. Hope you and roast beef are great. Yeah, that stock market crash always gets the big news, but a lot of people don't realize there was also a, there was a total solar eclipse during that year, but it got overshadowed. Siku Krutz, do you think aliens have their own genre of music? Oh, most certainly. I think music is really just primal sounds that every living creature sort of responds to. Okay, everybody, we're getting off. It's time to get to the kitchen. I was very happy that Caffeinated Kath joined us here. Oh, let's get rid of this. We're not trying to advertise Canon unless they want to give us a little money for advertisement or something, but this is going to be annoying. Oh, boy. Oh, come on. All right. Hey, if you're just joining us, we're a couple of days away from the big Henry's Kitchen anniversary, which is going to be Sunday at noon Pacific time. I've been getting very nostalgic, and I'm even showing some clips from the very first stream that we did 3 years ago. Well, the first cooking stream. I think that there were a couple of test streams before that. But you'll notice That's not it. That's the wrong thing. Okay. This is it. So Quanto approached me a couple of months after this stream and said, if you do this right and follow my wisdom, I can take this piece of shit stream that you're doing and turn it into the most epic stream that's ever been in terms of middle-aged guys cooking. And I was like, you know what? You sound like you're out of your fucking mind, but I love it. Let's do it. And Quanto mostly has single-handedly built this thing from nothing. And all of a sudden, users came out of the woodwork and started doing their part. So many people have contributed so much, and we thank them every time. But here, let's go ahead and check out... Where was I here? Okay. Oh yeah, this was gonna look at in case you just joined us, we're gonna look at the actual footage of roast beef during the earthquake of 2019. Look how young roast beef was. It's absolutely incredible to watch this. I do want to say, now that some time has gone by, that wasn't really an earthquake. I was just shaking the camera. But, you know. Someone asked why I'm stirring my flax mixture with a knife. I find that the knife is sharper, so you're going to be able to get more integration of the seeds per rotation of your wrist. It's just a matter of efficiency. A lot of that stuff still holds true there. Let's just see what this wound up looking like. Oh yeah, remember we had the game.
Nice.
Once you've made peanut butter, once you've gathered peanut butter, jelly, and bread. I still think this game that Mark Cohen made could have really taken off. How many sandwiches you made. I would say the best strategy in this game is to try to get all the ingredients you can, but you have to avoid the rats and the onions and the insects. And,
Awesome.
it's very high technology. There's roast beef cam. Meantime, we can check on our roast beef cam. Okay. By the way, I think roast beef is aware of the camera. So a lot of times when the camera is on him, he tries to pretend like he's doing something. Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for letting me go on that little trip down memory lane. But there's a reason we came here today, and that's because we came here to learn how to cook. So I would be remiss if I didn't teach you a little something. So here's what we're going to do today, and I'll show you a picture of it. I was scouring the internet, and I found probably the best looking cup of coffee picture that you could possibly find. That's not it. Come on. This, oh, that was from the Halloween stream. Okay. I'll find the picture at some point. Slashnox says, is this still the throwback video or is this the real time? No, this is me, 3 years older, wiser. I'm going to show you how to make coffee with no coffee maker. And Caffeinated Cat, I know that they probably have coffee makers in just about every office nowadays. Every office break room probably has a coffee maker. But if for whatever reason, maybe there's a blackout or maybe there's some kind of technical problem with your coffee maker, I'm going to show you how you can make it. You still need hot water, so I guess you'd still have to have that. But what you're going to do is you're going to take a cup of hot water. I'm going to use the biggest cup I can find. Comes out kind of slow here. Okay, and we're gonna pour this into a pot, and I'm gonna put this on an infrared stove. And meanwhile, so we're going to boil that coffee. Actually, ideally, I think coffee is supposed to be 110 degrees. So maybe we'll pull out our... I have a thermometer right here. We can use that to check the water. I want to make sure, can everybody hear me and see me and everything's working sort of on a technical level? Am I right about that? Okay, so we're going to measure out probably about 2 tablespoons of coffee per 1 cup. I don't need to use the tablespoon anymore because I have gotten quite good at eyeballing it. This is some very fancy coffee. I want to thank JSBX Fan and Game Master Flash and a few other users for gifting me, and Kalamazoo Dog. And I know I'm leaving people out, that's why I don't like to name names, but for the people that have brought me amazing coffee on these meet and greets that we do, otherwise referred to as shows. Okay, so while our water is boiling, we're gonna close up this here. Make sure it's sealed. And we're going to start to you know what? I'm going to take it off the cutting board because the cutting board is has got some give to it. So it's making it not as efficient. Asks, can a Keurig be used with this recipe? No, the whole point of this is that you don't need the Keurig. And you want to do what's called a coarse grind on this. So coarse means that you're not making it a fine grind. This is pretty coarse. I think this is going to work. If you do too fine of a grind, then you're going to run into this issue where the coffee grinds are going to get into your mug. And we don't want that. That's how you make shitty coffee. So here we go. We're going to use this. This is a little teaser. I don't know if you can see it because of the focus, but I did a collaboration a couple months ago, and it's not going to be out till September, but that should give you a hint on what it is. Crubberang says this coffee recipe wakes you up while making it. It does. It's a lot of upper arm movement, gets the circulation going. Okay, how are we doing with that water? Okay, let's check the temperature of the water. Now, you never have to clean this part if you live alone, because the food that you're like the meat that you used was meat that went into your own body, so it's not something that you have to worry about somebody else's germs. Okay, so let's put this in here. Oh yeah, I'm showing just about 110 degrees there. Is that right? No, it feels like it should be much hotter. Computer, how hot should water be for coffee?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the coffee ground should be at room temperature, and the water should be between 195 and 205 negation F.
Oh, it needs to be much hotter than that.
205 negation F. It can scald the grounds and create a burnt taste.
Okay, so we don't want it too hot. Computer says it's supposed to be 190 degrees F. Computer, what does F mean?
F stands for degree Fahrenheit, a unit of measurement for temperature.
Fahrenheit.
90 degrees Celsius is the same temperature in both degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit.
Okay. Parasitosis says, I thought coffee is supposed to be 180 F. You're right, Parasitosis. I misspoke. Parasitosis actually works in the Department of Weights and Measures, so if anybody's going to know that, it would be Parasitosis. Parasitosis also says Fahrenheit is so fucking dumb. I didn't realize in that industry there was a big bias against Fahrenheit. Matt Dunno, thanks again for resubscribing. Indigo Montana, F in chat for Henry RIP. Yeah. Okay, let's just see what's happening here. The pre-roll is going to go off in about 4 minutes, and then we're going to play some games. So I'm going to do an ad in a little bit. Or it's going to go on, whatever it is. Okay, here we go. Let's see what this says. Still not super hot. But it's getting there. Okay, we're real close. Let's go ahead now and position our cup like so. And what we're going to do, not everybody always has a coffee filter, so we're going to make a makeshift coffee filter situation here, whereby we're going to pour our coffee into a paper towel. Okay? I wish I had a bigger paper towel. If you are working in an office right now, take very special note of this. You don't want to be stuck with no coffee just because the coffee maker in the office doesn't work. Okay, we're very close here. See how we're doing? Oh yeah, this is 180 degrees. The water is ready. Let's turn this off. And let's start to pour. And just like with a regular coffee maker, you want to let it steep. So you don't want to pour it all in there like some kind of impatient idiot. You just want to do little by little. GoBot says, has anyone warned him the paper towel will break? No, I don't think that. This is called Bounty paper towel. It's a very, very sturdy, it's known for being sturdy. I'm sure you remember the Bounty paper towel guy. Caffeinated Cat says, have you made cowboy coffee before? No, I'm not sure that I have. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Look at that. Now, I didn't really get all the water in there. It's only about a quarter full. I still have a lot of water here. But you know what we can do? We can stir this up. And take a sip. And if we think it's too strong, we can put more water in there. So let's take a look. I mean, take a taste. Bert Bufftug says, a guy at work this morning told me he was going to teabag me. I wonder if he meant coffee and was talking about this. Yeah, it's very similar to the process of tea bagging. You're just sort of using your paper towel. Slash Knox says, can I substitute the boiler water and coffee beans with a cup of machine coffee? I suppose you could if you have machine coffee. It's going to be very hot. Hold on. It's going to work. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of it. You know what I'll do? I'm going to consolidate. I'm going to take yet another one of these. Because I am worried, like someone said, that it's going to come crashing through. So I'm going to put the... There's still good coffee on this. Oh, you know what? I've got this coffee. I'll use this. And then we'll pour this. Be very careful here. Still sitting in the high 160s here. That's good. We're just about ready. You know what I'm gonna do? I know you guys have questions. I will be getting to them. Sociopathogen says this is how they do those Japanese tea ceremonies. I didn't realize that. Everyone type Forson says, I only have single ply toilet paper. Will that work? Will that work for what? Vendretta says, I would work everyone type Forson if it would work if you use a coffee flavored toilet paper. I didn't know they had that. Borsenven, in a pinch, a silk scarf will work just as well. Didn't know that. I'd be worried about ruining my silk scarf. But, you know, what's the, if you're going to make eggs, you're going to have to crack a few shells. I think that is a universal quote. All right, let's remove the paper towel. Don't be doing that shit. I got some grounds in there. A lot, actually. That's not going to let this ruin my little day that I'm having here, though. Because I'm having a good time. I don't know if you are. By you, I mean all of you watching. We're going to play some video games here. Wow, I got a lot. But, you know, just try to avoid the grounds if you can while you're drinking your coffee. And we can use this other paper towel as sort of a makeshift coaster, if you will. Okay. Cerebellum says, did you know you can read your fortune in the coffee grounds? I did not know that. Let's see. I don't have a zoom. I just have to bring things closer to my camera. I definitely do see some sort of a face. Like that's the mouth and there's some eyes there. And he's got a nose. That's creepy. That's creeping me out. Okay, everybody, we're going to do a little bit of gaming here. But first, unfortunately, I have to show an ad in order to fulfill my commitment with Twitch, the platform. They have to pay for their infrastructure as well as their various employees and whatnot and programmers. And so I'm going to show an ad, and it's going to take about 3 minutes. And I know you guys have questions. I'm going to get to them. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, looks like a man holding a cat. Burt Buff Tug says, I think it just told me I'm going to get the Hershey squirts today. Parasitosis says, that board looks thirsty. Yeah, well, it's a little soiled. Okay, so I'll be getting stuff set up for the game. If you're a subscriber, no worries, you're not going to see an ad. If you are not a subscriber, you probably will see an ad right now. But that's fine, because nothing interesting is going to happen. It's actually going to be kind of boring. It'll just be a middle-aged man in his kitchen drinking his homemade coffee. All right. Adjusmenst says, I am not a subscribe because I am poor, but Adblock is my friend. Sure, whatever you need. Zone Seek says, what about that is boring? I was hoping it would be boring. Hanu.tv says, we're learning to make a kitchen. That's great. I could use a new kitchen. Yeah, that might have been a typo in the titling. Kook says, don't die while I'm being influenced by the powers that be. Okay. You really get the interesting comments on Wednesdays. Okay, I'm going to play a game that I haven't played on here before. I thought it would be fun to play a little bit of golf. Now, I'm not by any means a good golfer. I might even go as far as to say that I suck. And I'm not good at video games as well. So I'm going to be playing the video game of golf, and I'm probably going to doubly suck. But let's start by getting into it here. I'm going to turn on the desktop audio. Just got a couple minutes here before the folks get back. This is called WGT Golf. Parasitosis says Sims ass music. Borsenben says in-game music a little loud. And oh, okay, let's turn that down for sure. There's a settings area here. Music volume. Is that better? Better, Parasitosis says. Okay. Let's see how we're doing in terms of users. We have 12 seconds and then we can start. Thanks again to Matt Dunno for resubscribing and Caffeinated Cat who's watching from work. Alright, so I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing here, but I'm going to try, and that's all you really can do. If you're just joining us, I just made kick-ass coffee. If you want to see what the one in the picture looks like, that's not it. Damn. Hold on, a lot of shit going on here. What do we have? An alert here. Borsenven just tipped $5. Amazing. Thank you, Borsenven. And says, since you said it would teach us to make Henry's kitchen tonight, could you take us on a step-by-step of all the things you need to install before every stream? Thanks. Yeah, I don't mind doing that. It might be boring to some, but I found that the Twitch users particularly... Poop27 just resubscribed for 33 months. Thanks, Poop27. I was going to say that the Twitch subscribers particularly are interested in this kind of thing. I set up a monitor, an overhead camera, a roast beef cam, which currently has nothing because roast beef has been put to sleep. And I just mean I put him in my bed. I don't mean that he'll be around for the anniversary. But I have a stream deck to be able to switch from one camera to another. What else do I do? Well, I set up the neon sign and a few other things. So, and this is all because of the work that we did with Quanto. It's pretty amazing. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and play this game. I'm going to have to rely on you. Let me know if there's anything going bad from a technical perspective. I also have chat going up here, so I'm going to... Borsenvin says, good. Keep the T3 users on your fridge always. I sure would. Yes, for sure. The Chunks says, how does WGT Golf stack up against Lee Carvello's putting challenge? I don't know. I don't know that other game, but is that just putting? Because this is the whole deal. Nancy Drudel says, can we change the outfit? I think. Let's do a shirt. Oh, I have to... Do I have to pay more money for it or something? There we go. That's a nice golf shirt. Respectable. Pants. Basic ass pants. Let's do Top Golf shorts. It's getting to be summer out there. Shoes. Is this affiliated with Top Golf? I think it might be. Oh, sorry, it's Kate. This is WGT Golf. I don't know if I mentioned it because I know that you have to change it in the description. Okay. Basic ass shoes. Let's re-equip those into some better ones. Oh, I guess that's all we got. Should we do a hat? No hat. Gloves. You gotta have a glove. We've got an upgrade available for our glove. A Top Golf glove. Yeah. Okay, everybody, this is pretty silly. Let's go ahead and move on to the golf part. That's really what we're doing here. Should I put yes? Yeah, okay. All right, let's do some golfing, shall we? Let's do a head-to-head. Earn coins. Stroke play. Should we do stroke play? Or head-to-head? I'm going to do head-to-head. I've done stroke play with people on the internet, and it's not always what it's cracked up to be. I don't know what I'm doing here. What happened? 3-hole stroke play in Montreal? I'm not gonna pay. Are they crazy? Some kind of... I'm pretty sure I can play for free. Let's just do this. All right, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm finding somebody here. Duza says, my husband keeps asking me for stroke play. I'm surprised because I think if you're in the same room, you don't need it. Okay, forget to activate your sponsorship. Refresh sponsor. No, I'll continue with no sponsor. Okay, so Kiowa Island, the ocean course. Visually intimidating, however, the fairway is quite wide. The green accepts shots more readily than it appears. A right-to-left approach from the right... What? It stopped before I was just too busy reading. Is this me? No, this is our opponent here. This person is named Huba Frank. Let's see how they do. Just got a big old coffee ground in my mouth.
That's in the garden spot.
In the garden spot. Okay, here we go. It's my turn. Hen lips 1. So I believe we have... I'm just going to get a good fairway shot out there. It doesn't really matter. Let's go as far out here as we can. And then I have to look at this yellow thing on the bottom. That was pretty good. That was real good. Not as far as the other one, but he might have better equipment.
Good
But pretty respectable, I would say. I'm on the fairway. Parasitosis says, what the fuck is this lingo? I do not understand. It is like you are speaking Dutch. Well, it's just golf lingo. Okay, there we go. See, that he's on the fairway. That's golf lingo. I'm going to try to get it out to the green. It's 173 yards away. I have a club, a 3-iron that goes 183 yards. A full swing should do it. So I'm going to pull it back all the way and try to get it right in the center. Ooh, I got it a little late there. No. It kind of got lost in the grass there. Did you see that? That was weird. Watching opponent, particularly watching his form. Ooh, nice pitch. Or a chip. I've never figured out the difference between a pitch and a chip.
Not too shabby.
Computer, what is the difference between a pitch and a chip?
From wikidip.com. In sports terms, the difference between chip and pitch is that chip is a shot during which the ball travels more predominantly upwards than in a regular shot, as to clear an obstacle, while pitch is the field on which cricket, soccer, rugby, or field hockey is played.
But it doesn't say anything about golf. Okay, I'm going to have to aim this over here toward the green. And I'm going to have to get a nice chip shot here, or a pitch shot. I still didn't learn it, despite having a computer that has access to all information. That was terrible. That was really bad. Sorry about that. It's still going too. Oh. I'm on the fringe, I think. Borsenvin says that was a shit shot. Is that the terminology? I needed another chip or a pitch. I might be able to restore my honor here. Let's see what happens. I'm 15 yards away. I can't see where the thing is. That was pretty weak. Oh, you know what? The gravity is working in my favor.
That's a beauty.
That was a nice one. Come on, don't... Does anybody have an air horn or something we can mess this guy up with? Aha, you suck. All right, my turn. Watch me get it in for the win right now. Come on, Henry, don't screw this up like you've done with everything else in your life. It says take a gimme. No, I'm going to try the putt. I'm not taking the gimme. I might regret that. There we go. We won, guys. Thanks, Alexander Dean. If I could play like that on a real golf course, I would be so stoked. All right, let's do one more. I can gift balls to my opponent. Why would I want to do that? Oh, sure, why not? No, I'm not going to gift. Pay money for an anonymous opponent on the internet? Why would I do that? There's a lot of stuff I don't understand about internet golf culture. I could add him as a friend now. Not looking for new friends. Okay, let's do another one. Can we do solo player? Solo. Tournaments. I don't want to do solo. Let's do another head-to-head. I still don't know. Here, Beverly Hills? No, let's do another cheap one. We're going to go to Paris. We're going to play in Paris on behalf of our resident Frenchman, Borsenvin. Parasitosa says real golf isn't about playing golf, it's about drinking heavily in the hot sun and passing out by hole 12. Yeah, beer is very dehydrating, so you have to be careful. But it's also elevating in terms of your mood, and it helps you to not think about your problems. So it's sort of a trade-off. Forget to activate your sponsorship. Continue with no sponsor. I don't really know the sponsor thing. Okay, favor the left side of the fairway on a tee shot to leave an open look at the green. A good tee shot will leave a mid to long iron approach to green, protected by 2 green side bunker. See, how do they give you? They don't give you enough time. Okay, this is my opponent. His name is Treya Glazer. Boy, we got competition. That was straight and long. Right on the fairway there. All right, so let's try this. I'm going to go all the way. Not bad. Did I even get ahead of him? I think I did. I think I actually went a little further than my opponent. Panda Mesquinas says, yeah, I can't compete with straight longs. Yeah, it's very difficult. Parasitosis, I love going all the way. Okay, let's see if we can pull off another win here. We've got 122 yards to the green. There's a couple of sand traps right there. Now, what kind of idiot would build 2 sand traps right in front of the flag? I never understand why they do that. Let's go ahead and... This one's... I don't want to overshoot it, but I think that's probably safer. Oh no, that was pretty weak. Maybe not. A little outside the fringe there. In the rough. But I'm about on par with my opponent. Nancy Drudel says it's quicksand. Oh, is it? I have yet to see quicksand in real life. Vendrell, thanks for asking. This is great coffee. We really pulled this off today. We made homemade coffee for anybody just joining us, and we're just playing a little golf. We're getting ready. What happened? What happened? Huh? Oh, we're waiting for the other player to reconnect. Do you think he's chickening out? Those sandpits are God's making. He just hates the French. Perhaps. Schrodinger's parrot says, yeah, guys, look. Yeah, what is this? This is really annoying. That's so annoying. Well, I guess we won by forfeit. I don't know what's happening here. I guess I'm the winner. All right, well, this was fun and all, but I want to tell everybody a little bit about what's going on here. Let's put away the golf for now. It was a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody. Hey, Poop27 resubscribed for 33 months. I want to say thank you for that. Very kind of you. I want to check in with everybody here. I hope that game of golf wasn't triggering to anybody. It's something that I've gotten into in the last couple of years, and I'm enjoying it. I think it should be sort of something that everybody has to do. Hey, Brett Bain, good to see you too. Crubberang, you really scared that guy off. I think I did. Boy, he was really intimidated, I'm assuming. Just want to check in general here with everybody. The reason that I didn't do a whole lot of cooking today, I made some pretty badass coffee. And when I say that, I don't mean it was bad ass coffee. I mean it was badass as one word coffee. Sometimes there's a couple ways to interpret something. This came out really good. I crushed them up in a plastic bag, and then I used a paper towel as a makeshift coffee filter, poured 180 degree water into my good Mythical Morning coffee mug, and came out with something that tastes like pretty damn decent coffee. Now, I also started with good coffee, and that's something good. Saguaro U calls it prison coffee. That's true. I think this is the way they do it in prison. I'm going to go ahead and close. First, I want to say Sunday at noon Pacific time, we're going to be right here doing the 3rd anniversary stream. I'll show you just a little bit of the first stream that we did 3 years ago, and it's really interesting to see how young everybody is. And by everybody, I just mean me and my cat. Roast beef. There's roast beef, very young during the earthquake. You can use any kind of seasoning you want. I'm going to be using rosemary leaves or pricks. Made some real shitty food. What's nice about it for me is that when you see a professional person, I mean, I've been teaching cooking on YouTube now for 11 years. And when you see something like that, I'm hoping that you don't feel as bad about your own cooking. And that's sort of something that's why I welcome it sometimes when I do something bad. And so just... Retriol wants to know if I have any shows in LA. I do have... I'm going to be a guest at a bar show on May 1st, which I think is tomorrow night. It's called the Roguelike Tavern, and it's in Burbank. I don't know much about it, but I know that I have a couple friends that are going to be there, so come on out to that. I also want to say that on June the 28th, Naperville, Illinois, we're going to be doing a really big show at a bar, and people from all over the world are going to be there. It costs $20. You can get the tickets at henryphillips.com and go to the tour dates section, or henrys.kitchen, or it's right there in the chat. But also noon Pacific time, we're going to do a major Twitch anniversary stream to celebrate 3 years. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave with a song. And this is not just any song. It's a song that I haven't really thought of which one it is yet. It's the song. The lyrics are a thank you to you, the users of Henry's Kitchen. And this song is sort of my way of saying thank you. And let me close the Steam, because that stays open for some reason. But first I want to make sure from a technical perspective you can hear me, you can see me. Oh, and that's the other thing I wanted to say. I'm a little overwhelmed because I'm making a Patreon video that I'm going to release tonight. If you're not a member of the Patreon, you're missing a couple of exclusive videos like the one that I'm toiling over now. I'll be editing it today. I've always said that if 100 people supported the Patreon for $1, I mean, I'm not a big math guy, but I think that would be somewhere around $100 every month. And that's $100 a month. You could get probably 2 breakfasts in Southern California if you don't tip. So let's go ahead. NParbs says, I used to be a user. Well, that sounds sad the way that you put it. I want to say when we use user on here, we're talking about people that use the platform, like a username for Twitch or a user of Discord or YouTube or any of the various places you can watch Henry's Kitchen. You could be a Patreon user. Now, a lot of these same people do use illegal drugs, but that's not the part that we're talking about here. Okay, Nancy Drudel says that's about 3 bags of good cat food. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and do this now. This is to the tune of Roger Miller's King of the Road. Fawkin and Dingo Bob, Don Beef Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Goggle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, and also Shane Yes Beelzebub, Moji's Nirvana, It's Kate Kairosa, Bumble Vision and the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boyle, Bill Larkin, Music in the Toilet, Nim Moon Moon Emerald, Orgamind, SF Fund and Bonnie too, Dazzle Cat, Blurry Little Quest and Borsonvin, Nella, and don't forget Quanto and the Tier 3 subscribers, Lacey T, Purple Donut filling its fruit, Tankerton, Borsonvin, Zodiac Tone, and Gary Busey ASMR, Shandis Nova Glarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT, Key Change, Zod Bane and Toke My Nuts, Dazzle Cat and Saguaro, Burrito 55555 Dinosaur, JV's Tech, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Handlips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen, and Embry 225, Yarchasm and Nico Tazo, Michael Bublé 4422, Passion Airman Hoshin 64, Midnight Faded, another key change, JSVX Fanacity Test, Pool Boy 789, D's Nuts and Game Master Flash, the Cat Food Taste Tester and the Cheer Remix, Moji's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom GR, and Aciditis and Michelle Heffy. And don't forget Quanto. Thanks so much for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen today. I'm going to get back to work on the Patreon video that drops tonight if you're a Patreon user, patreon.com/Henry's Kitchen. Sunday, we've got the 3rd year anniversary, the Twitchiversary, if you will, even if you won't. And then we've got the big show the 28th of June, and that's going to be Naperville, Illinois. So thanks, everybody, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Thanks, Poop27, again, for resubscribing. I remember when I was a kid, my dad said, kid, you're nothing until Poop27 resubscribes for 33 months. And so I feel like something really big has happened here. Vendredas says, thanks for the show. Thank you, Vendreds. Disappointment says, thanks, Henry. We'll be here. Thanks. Saguaro, ooh, thank you, Henry. Have a great day. Thank you. Thanks, Alexander Dean. Says, I'm going to be in LA in June. Couldn't you play for me? No, I'll be in Naperville, Illinois. Nye Answers. Thanks for the stream, Henry. Thanks, everybody. But Alexander Dean, do me a favor and on the Discord, in the chat area, ask me things to do in LA. I'll give you a whole list. Panda Mesquinas says, has anyone ever made you laugh on live shows? Yeah, it does happen sometimes. There's one particular incident I can remember from 18 years ago. Parasitosis, I need things to do in Portland. Portland, oh boy. If I could only remember the names of all the places that I've been to in Portland. You can't go wrong with coffee. You can't go wrong with food. It's beautiful everywhere you look. Find yourself a good Irish pub and hang out and meet everybody, I would say. Borsenvin says, in Portland you can stalk Fred Armisen. Yeah, if he still lives there, I'm not sure. Okay, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Thank you very much, and I will see you on Sunday for the big anniversary stream at 12 noon Pacific time. Thanks, everyone.